What's up, guys? Welcome back to another very hot day here in Texas. Sorry for the noise in the background. We have courtesy of lawnmowers, so I hope you guys can hear me right. But today we're going to be talking about that F-150 again, which is right over there, sitting right there. Hello, beautiful, and hello, gorgeous. I'm going to give you an update on this one. The F-Type has been in the dealership for a while now, getting some stuff done to it. Fun fact real quick about the F-Type. A lot of people don't know this, but if you have the F-Type or any Jaguar or Land Rover of that brand, they have a 5-year, 60,000 mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. So a lot of people do ask me, how much does it cost on maintenance for this beast? Honestly, since I've had it, zero. Now it doesn't cover brakes, tires, like wearable items, stuff like that. So it is going to be due for some tires here soon, and it is going to be due for some rear brakes as well. So it may cost me a little money this year, but hey, you know what, can't complain. Everything else is covered. There was some other minor issues. The sunroof shade broke, and that I can only imagine cost like about $1,000 or so. So that was really cool that they covered it on their bumper-to-bumper warranty. Anywho, getting back to that F-150. The last video that I did on this F-150 was 5 things that I absolutely adore. And it was such an easy video because it's supercharged, 650 horsepower. So they claim. I haven't yet gotten it dyno, which I mentioned that in the previous video. Needless to say, I'm doing a video today about 5 things that I absolutely hate on that F-150. Now, this was a little harder than I expected. I didn't want things to be like petty, you know, the color. I wanted them to be very like meticulous things that actually bug the crap out of me, okay? So hear me out. So number 1, let's go ahead and start this show. So one of the things that I mentioned, I believe in the previous video, is it's pretty cool. It does have remote start, which saves you in the hot summer Texas days here. But one thing that it doesn't have keyless entry. And also, when you get in here, it doesn't even have a push start button or anything. It has a switchblade key that you have to enter in and crank up. Now, for some of you, you might agree with me that that is a petty thing, but it's annoying. To me, it's very annoying. And honestly, I do know that some of the higher end models do come with a push start, keyless entry stuff. It's a Ford, so I'm pretty aware that they do offer those things. This is just an XLT. Now, the reason why I didn't go with those is, well, my wallet, it only goes so far. So I wanted a truck on a budget, which begs the question, because the premiums and even some of the base models, if it's an automatic on the like GT, the Mustang GTs, they come with keyless entries. They come with push button starts, the whole 9 yards. So I'm wondering, Ford, why did you not do it on the basic F-150? So I think we can all agree that the F-150 supercharged 5.0 liter sounds good, especially when you add a Borla Attack exhaust, which I loved in my last video. But hear me out, it's a love-hate relationship. I hate it when I'm cruising at certain RPMs and a certain speed. So like right now, I'm not going all that fast, but when you accelerate, you hear that? I don't know if that audio is picking up very well, but it's drone. Yes, it's drone. Even though that you have a Borla Attack exhaust, now it does have like a custom axle back, so the actual tailpipes don't go completely to the rear of the truck. It's actually tucked away underneath, which I know can contribute to that exhaust drone. However, it's annoying when you're going down the freeway and you have the throttle on very so like so. For a family car, it sucks. And yes, I know, you can't have best of both worlds. You can't have a good sounding car while not really getting a lot of drone or that tone inside the cabin, especially on a truck. I understand that, but it is one of the things that I do hate about it. And that ends number 2. So the third thing that I absolutely hate about this truck is when I drive it in the rain. Now, hear me out. A lot of truck owners could probably relate to me, but this one's a little different. Because this F-150 has 650 horsepower and somewhere around the range of 575 foot-pounds of torque. Now, I have yet to prove it to the wheels, so I don't know exactly what's going on there. But according to the specific Roush kit that it has on it, that's the numbers that it should be at. You add that much torque to the rear wheels in a very slippery situation on pavement, wet pavement, and it is a freaking nightmare. It will fishtail like crazy. You'll never catch traction. Even when you are feathering that acceleration pedal so much, you'll still get slippage and you'll still fishtail. Now, some of you might argue, that's pretty fun. That's not something you should say you hate. But when you're hauling around your family and your wife hates it, well, that's a whole nother story. Now, I understand that you can put stuff in the back, sandbags, and weigh it all down so that way you get better traction in the rear, and most trucks deal with that because it's lighter in the back versus the front. I understand that. But again, when you add that much torque to a truck like that, it's almost impossible to catch traction when you least expect it, and it does get annoying on a daily basis. So that sums up number 3. 4. My arguing point on number 4 is the fact that Ford decides on a base model Mustang GT or a base model Mustang in general, whether it's an EcoBoost or when they were still making the V6s. I don't know if they're actually still making the V6s or not, but basically this truck does not come with LED headlights on the XLT models. They come with LED headlights on Raptors, Platinums, and King Ranches from my understanding, but why not XLT? Why would Ford put regular halogen bulbs on this base model truck when you still pay around $40,000 brand new on, versus when you get a sports car for say $40,000 base model or even $30,000 and it comes with LED headlights? I miss that. I miss those headlights. And yes, I do understand that it's simple to swap out the headlights. However, for the real nice black housing LEDs and switching over the whole entire headlight assembly on both sides, let's just say they don't make it cheap. So that pretty much sums up my 4 thing that I absolutely hate about this truck. Number 5. So if you watch the 5 things I love about this truck, you will know that I bought this truck exactly how it sits today. But one thing that I don't like about it regarding wheel fitment is these beasts right here, those tires. Yes, so I know we can interchange the tires and everything, but for right now I have to put up with tire rubbing. Yes, tire rubbing. I know there's a lot of differences that you can do as far as suspension wise to get it not to rub and the whole 9 yards, but of course I'm on a budget here just like everyone else may be. And when you're on a budget, let's face it, why get rid of tires that have plenty of life on them? But it rubs so bad that I can't even get a full wheel angle out of it, because when I'm turning or when I'm trying to make a U-turn or even parking in a simple parking space at the grocery store, I have a fraction of the turning radius on here than what it actually can produce. My understanding right here, I don't know if y'all can see that, but in there's some rubbing marks on the actual frame here that the wheels get kind of close to. And we walk around to the other side and there's some more rubbing marks. Especially when you are going in terrain other than pavement and uneven ground like I'm in right now, it doesn't take much of a bump or a dip to where everything in the tire bottoms out. So you have to be really careful with it. Do I like how it looks? Absolutely. But the functionality of those big tires, I think they went a little too big without lifting the truck and without doing some additional modifications to ensure that you can fit those tires. All in all, guys, that sums it up, the 5 things that I absolutely hate about this truck. Some of you may argue those are still pretty petty things, but believe me, this video was a lot harder to make than you believe, because I do really like this truck in the back, and I foresee it being on the channel forever, even though that we may have some typical Coyote engine problems. Without further ado, guys, that sums up the video. Thank you so much for watching this far. I really appreciate it. Please consider subscribing and smash that like button if this video may have helped you. In case you're actually wondering of modifying a 2016 F150 that you may have, or if you're thinking about purchasing one in general. So please let me know how I did in the comments below. Peace.